Welcome to Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. I'm John Malos, live from the showroom floor at Ventura TV in Fresno. We're glad to have you along on this Monday morning. Stay tuned. We've got a special guest. You watch him on local television each and every night, Monday through Friday. We've got him live right here next on Connect with Me.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
And welcome back to Connect with Me. I'm John Malos on this Monday morning live from the showroom floor at Ventura TV. I'm glad to have you along. I hope you had a great weekend. Boy, after the rain that we had Friday and Saturday, wasn't it just absolutely gorgeous yesterday? And I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today because we have a special guest right here on our set live. You see him each and every night on the news, delivering the news Monday through Friday. Take a look. I'm sure you'll recognize him.
This is the KMPH 10 o'clock news in HD.
Federal drug agents raid a major marijuana garden just south of Fresno and pull out more than 3,000 pot plants. Good evening, I'm Monty Torres. Police say Garcia suffered only minor injuries. He was arrested and booked for resisting arrest and a variety of weapon and drug possession charges. Police say the other gang members in the car ran away. Valley Assistant Superintendent was only 4 rows behind the president as he outlined his vision for education reform. KMPH News anchor Rich Rodriguez talked to Marcy Guthrie about her role on the president's very exclusive education team. Assistant Superintendent Marcy Guthrie is part of the president's rural education team.
In case you haven't noticed by now, that is Monty Torres. He is the main anchor at KMPH News. He anchors the Monday through Friday 10 o'clock news, and I'm sure you recognize him. He is going to be the live guest here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno this Monday morning. It's gorgeous outside, but we're inside. Hope you're home watching on Comcast 187 and 43.6. If you have an antenna on top of your roof, maybe your garage, maybe your shed. Hey, and like my son said over the weekend, maybe you have an antenna walking around, it's attached to your head. Who knows? Anyway, we're live with Monty. If you want to call in the program, it's 265-4331. We have the phones standing by right here. You can ask Monty a question or me a question, preferably Monty, but he's going to be our live guest here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. We'll be back with Monty Torres. Stay tuned in just a moment.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified, ready, steam equipped, high efficiency Frigidaire affinity place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Frigidaire laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place. Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
All right, welcome back to Connect with Me. I'm John Malos on this Monday morning, live from the showroom floor at Ventura TV. I'm so glad to have you along. Hope you're watching us live this morning on Comcast Channel 187. I hope you had a great weekend. I certainly did. It was a beautiful day yesterday, and I'll tell you what, they did it again today. Another gorgeous day outside. I can't wait to get out and maybe hit a few golf balls later this afternoon. But today we have to focus on our special guest. His name is Monty Torres, the main news anchor at KMPH FOX 26. Monty, glad to have you along.
John, a pleasure to be here with you and to see you again here on MeTV and connect with me, which is you. Glad to be here.
We're hoping that they connect with us and you today because we've got the phones. And by the way, let me mention the phone number one more time. It is area code 559-265-4331. And if you're out of the area code, it's 1-800-717-1302. You can also connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. Not up with the Ustream and the email just yet. We're working the kinks out, Monty. What can I say?
It's a brave new world, John.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a little different than doing the news. So, anyway, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out you replaced me on the 10 o'clock news. Everybody kind of knows what happened, with me and KMPH. But
yes,
you are an outstanding anchor, one of the best in town. How do you enjoy working with the crew over there?
Well, first of all, coming from you, that's quite a compliment. I appreciate it. I enjoy the crew immensely. You've got a great bunch of can-do people over there, and that's important because KMPH is more of the little engine that could than the powerhouse that a lot of other stations might be in terms of personnel, in terms of equipment, and it does well, and keeps steaming along every night and makes a lot out of the little that we have to work with, although that's gotten better in recent years with the new management company that's taken over.
Right. The new management is what now?
Titan Broadcasting.
Okay. All right. And they took over for Pappas
Correct. They took over for Pappas about...
How long ago was that?
Time flies, but I think it was roughly about 3 years ago now.
Okay.
About 3 years ago, and
So you're under new management, so to speak.
Well, yes, we are. They've been making steady changes here and there, and steady upgrades, I have to admit, too. So
Right.
They've been really working at it, and we appreciate what they've been bringing to the station for us.
I was in that job. I sat in your seat for many, many years, and the best way I can describe it when somebody asks me, it is a daily grind. It grinds at you, but it's almost like how can I say it? It's a good grind. You look forward to going in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's going to be excruciating at times. You know it's going to be a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you're going to be exhausted at the end of the day, but you love it and you want to come back for more.
There are peaks and valleys. You never know fully what to expect. Some days you might. For example, if there's an election we're covering or something like that, you can anticipate that. But other days, you never know what the day's activity and news is going to throw at you. So there's always those adrenaline peaks here and there when you say, this just broke. This just in. This is happening now. And on those days where it may be grinding slowly on a slow news day initially, that can turn on a dime and pump you up and get you going.
But it brings out the best in you, too.
Hopefully so. I mean, it draws your attention. You see the importance of the story. You gather your resources, collect the information, and present to the public. Hopefully, the things not only that they want to know, but what we hope they need to know to make decisions, important decisions for themselves and their families.
All right. Now we've got some video of you behind the scenes. At least I think we do.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick look at that, and maybe you can comment on it. And I think it's coming up right behind us here on the monitor. Yes, it is. That's your anchor team there. That's Anna Laurel, of course, and
Weekend Sports Anchor.
Weekend Sports Anchor. His name is Jessup. That's correct.
Yep.
Right.
Great team there.
And so, explain what you do during the day, because a lot of people think you just walk in and just read the teleprompter, read what's on the copy, and that's certainly not true.
No, that's Anchorman the movie. That's not quite what we do.
No. You're a working anchor.
Right. Of course we go in, and among the first things that we gather, whatever notes or whatever, we go and we have our afternoon meeting, and we talk about the stories of the day. Here we are again on the desk. That's a nice shot. We used to have, you might remember, used to have that picture or cutout of the globe, the world.
Right, that partition almost.
Yes, and we moved that for a nice deep newsroom shot, which is the people seeing that are seeing our entire newsroom behind us.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go and we start with our afternoon meeting where we talk about the stories of the day. The assignment desk has its rundown of what we have covered and gone out on, and what we're going to go out on. We decide on our priority stories and which one the reporters are going to go out to. And then we also figure out writing assignments and what we're going to follow up on. And of course, always making allowance for things could redirect and change on a dime, a moment's notice, if some breaking news pops up, and then we go in that direction.
Now, see, I know what you do,
right,
but for the sake of our viewers, you actually write stories.
Yes. Go out on stories.
You go out on stories. You interview people.
Yes.
And then you come back and do what?
Well, we write the story. We write the story, put it together. We will also be involved in, a big part of this is backgrounding and fact checking, just verifying and updating stories.
And there you are on the
desk.
Telephone there at your desk, working. Is that Kevin Raymer?
That's Eric Rosales.
Oh, Eric
right
Rosales.
there. You might remember him.
Yes, he was at 47 for a while.
He was indeed.
Okay.
That's what we spend a lot of time doing on the computer, looking through, updating our information on the stories we're covering to make sure that we have the latest from the time we came in and put it in the rundown to the time we go on air. We want to make sure we have the latest developments going on.
And so, on average, I know it depends on the news day, Monty, but on average, how many stories would you say you write per day?
Gosh, personally, it'll range from on a day where we have writers or not. I mean, I've written as many as, you say stories, but
I know it depends.
There are other elements involved too. I mean, for example, there are teases we write or headlines.
Right.
I've had as many as 20 line items that I've written in the show, and on an average day, more like 7, 8, 9, something like that.
And Anna writes her share as well.
She does as well. Very
and
much
you
so.
have a couple of writers too, and the producer.
Well, some days we have writers. We don't have writers every day. The producer contributes as well.
Right.
And of course, the reporters are writing their stories and putting those in.
All right, we're back with more of our conversation with Monty Torres. He's the KMPH 10 o'clock news anchor, Monday through Friday. You're watching us live. Hey, by the way, if you want to call in, we've got no phone calls yet, 265-4331. You're watching us live on Comcast 187 and 43.6 from Ventura TV. This is Connect with Me. We hope that you do connect with us. We're back in a moment.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high-efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
MeTV's real detectives don't need to go high-tech.
There might have been some sort of special tool required, you know what I mean?
They don't need smartphones.
We're in business. They're coming your way.
They don't need email.
I don't need a program to figure out why.
They don't need the internet.
You didn't really just pick my name out of the phone book.
It's in the yellow pages.
They solve crimes the old-fashioned way. Kojak, The Rockford Files. Weekdays on MeTV. Brought to you by Ventura TV.
Welcome back to Connect with Me. I'm John Malos. You're watching us live on Comcast 187. Hope you can call in 265-4331. Our special guest is Monty Torres from the KMPH 10 o'clock news. Let's talk a little bit about the news business today.
Yes.
You and I talked about this George Zimmerman case down in Florida.
Indeed.
How you know what NBC did? They edited the 911 tapes. ABC did the same thing, as did CNN. Now, as I understand it, NBC actually fired one of their employees for that. But years ago, when you and I grew up in the business, back in the 70s and 80s, it's just unheard of to do such a thing.
It is the sort of thing I never expected to see. I mean, the business has changed so much, as you recognize as well. I just have to say, to slant the news in that way by editing out, for example, as NBC did, parts of the dispatch conversation with George Zimmerman. I understand the time pressures, you do too, of the news, and why editors have to have time limitations, you have to cut things down, but not to change the meaning. You must never
Why not
do that.
just let it play? I mean,
well, that was one.
That's the question.
That was under the editorial decisions made. It was a bad one in that it not only condensed what they were trying to present, but it changed the meaning. It made, in that conversation, Zimmerman look like he was racially profiling Trayvon Martin. When the full dispatch tape was played out, that was not the case. And there are other examples of the sort of, I have to say, the sort of slant that seems to have appeared in the early reporting of that case.
Right, and of course it changed public perception quite drastically, just hearing those tapes. The perception certainly prevails over reality in most cases, especially when it comes to the media.
At least initially, and how long that will hang on because of those misrepresentations. Initially, I don't know. I mean, things seem to be clearing up a little bit as more facts come out, as they usually do. But the reminder that the early reporting, I mean, even in something like, if you remember, CNN was showing two other items. One was they were playing back the audio tape about a comment recorded by Zimmerman, and they were trying to speculate as to what he had said. That has changed to 3 different words in that period of time.
And it can change the meaning and the perception.
Exactly. And
Right.
then they showed the video of the back of his head in the police station and said, you can't see anything. Not taking into account and not saying the resolutions of the cameras may not have been able to pick it up. Changed later when they finally enhanced that, and they did see the injuries in the back of the head. It's sad that they would run with something that's not been confirmed and cause the kind of misunderstanding that we have seen arise.
Right. And I got to say, the Zimmerman case is only one example. We see it all the time across the board with many stories, whether it's network TV or local. But how has it changed in terms of Facebook, Twitter, the internet? Has that changed the business?
It has indeed. I mean, via Facebook and Twitter, we get many a news tip these days. And I mean, this wasn't part of our world just few years back. And of course, we're to be on there and also twittering with the latest, or tweeting, I should say. I got to get the terminology right. Tweeting with the latest updates and stories so that people can follow and watch on the 10 o'clock news when we're going to be reporting on a story and talking to them, hopefully giving them reason to be interested in hearing the latest as we go through the day and give them some of the updates. So it's more of a 24/7 world now than it ever was before.
Are reporters and anchors, news anchors, are they as conscious and as responsible now in this day and age as they were when you and I were growing up in the business?
Well, that's a pretty broad brush. I mean, I would say I'm sure I'm sure anchors and reporters are professional and concerned about doing the job that they have.
Are they as concerned and as responsible, do you think? I know I'm painting with a broad brush. I realize that.
I just have to say the people that I know and that I work with, I believe are as concerned. I can't explain why, however, the news business as a whole seems to have gone more in the direction of betraying a bit of bias in one direction or another. But the people I work with, the conversations we have, are always about getting the true story.
They are responsible.
Yes.
People and responsible journalists.
Absolutely.
Yes. Let's talk about you a little bit, your personal life. You have 6 children.
I have 6 children. Oldest is 22, about to turn, well, she's 22 now. And my youngest is 10.
Okay.
So, and between they're about every 2 years.
And who's the boss in your household? They are, you are. It's a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
I know. That's a lot to handle.
I like to think I am. Sometimes they may have to be persuaded, but I like to think I am.
Yeah. Now, where are you from?
Actually, their mom.
Their mom is the boss. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
Born and raised in Los Angeles.
Okay.
My parents still live there. I was very happy to come back to the West Coast. I had been on the East Coast for quite a while. And
what markets did you work in?
I was in Florida at the Fort Myers market and in Grand Rapids. And then before I came here, I spent 5 years in Raleigh, North Carolina, with the then NBC Ono in Raleigh. And then I had the opportunity to come back, which I look forward to because I was able to become closer to my parents down in Southern California, my large family. But also, I had worked here a long time back and crossed paths with you.
Yeah, I know. We worked together for less than a year back in 1996.
Just a few months, actually.
Right. Now, your heritage is what now?
My father is Filipino, Chinese, and Spanish.
Great.
My first name is actually Gonzalo. My middle name, Monty, comes...
Your first name is Gonzalo?
Correct. My middle name comes from my grandmother's maiden name from Spain, Montilla.
Okay.
That's how I came to Monty. It's not Montgomery. And my mother was born in Ohio, so she's red-haired, blue-eyed, German, Irish, French ancestry with a bit of Indian, I'm told.
Wonderful tradition to pass on to your children.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just absolutely great. Quickly, let's talk about the show, the new political show that is it's in the making as we speak now. That's going to air on KMPH.
This was just announced to us in our newsroom last week that our management team has decided to proceed with another political show. You may remember we had California Vote 2010. That was in 2010. And now they're talking about going forward with a political show that will air potentially nationally.
Nationally syndicated, you're
nationally
talking about.
syndicated, correct.
Right.
Starting that, but however, it would originate right here in Fresno. And that would be starting around August right now. This is still evolving, though, since we haven't even cut a pilot for it yet. So we're still, I don't know.
To be taped and broadcast out of KMPH studios?
It's going to be taped live each day. Not, you know, and even we better watch out by saying tape because people don't even use tape much anymore. Recorded live.
I know.
And we're going to show our agent to keep that up. We're going to record it live here in Fresno and put it up on a server for other syndicated stations to pull it out and air it, which is what they did with CalVote 2010 in 2010.
And the focus will be politics, California politics.
All politics, and not just California politics. It'll be national politics.
Okay. Hosted by you?
That's my understanding. And it'll involve international politics as they impact the political scene. You know, it's an election year, an important one.
Okay. Monty, we're going to do a quick commercial. We're going to come back with you in just a few minutes. We're talking with Monty Torres, the KMPH news anchor, Monday through Friday. You're watching us live on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno on Comcast 187 and 43.6. We're back in just a momento. Stay tuned.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the low-price leading brands reliable advice place. The Frigidaire Gallery Dream Kitchen Get Yours Today place. You with me? Right now, get huge savings on select Frigidaire Gallery appliances and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months at the hometown low-price think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
From the comic book to the TV screen,
Better let us handle this.
the dynamic duo comes to life on MeTV.
All right, you are.
It's Batman,
B-A-T-M-A-N.
fighting foes with fearsome faces.
Oh, dear me, yes.
Batman, Saturdays at 7, 6 Central on MeTV.
Hooray for me!
Exclusively brought to you by Ventura TV.
Want to create something extraordinary? Create perfection. Our lifestyle appliances make it easy. Frigidaire, Ventura TV appliance and you, when only the best will do.
I'm asking you about a murder.
Solving MeTV mysteries requires a rumpled coat,
I'm gonna write that down.
a keen eye,
It's a terrific puzzle.
and
Oh, one more thing, sir. One more thing, sir. Just one more thing, sir. Just one more thing, sir. Just one more thing, please.
Columbo always has one more thing.
The time.
Sundays at 8, 7 Central on MeTV.
We'll all stay in touch.
Welcome back to Connect with Me on MeTV. We're on the showroom floor here at Ventura TV, and we're talking to Hector Coronado. And you've got 4 products that you're going to try to sell to our viewing public here with Connect with Me. All right, Hector, let's start with item 1.
Okay, we've got the dishwasher here from Frigidaire Gallery. We've got the glass top electric stove. We got the above microwave hood, and then we also have the huge side-by-side 26 cubic refrigerator.
All right, let's start with the dishwasher. What's special about this?
The dishwasher is a very good cleaning unit. It's a very quiet unit also.
Okay, it's a large unit. You can put how many dishes and pots and pans in there?
You can do a full load in there. It's called a tall tub, so when you got those tall pots and pans, it's going to have plenty of space, and then when you do have those tall glasses, you got plenty of room.
All right, how about the load down here on the stove?
This is your electric glass top, so it's really easy to use. It's got a function that's called a quick boil. And then when it gets
which means what?
It means when you have that big pot of water, when you're going to do that spaghetti for the whole family, it's going to start to boil right away. You don't have to sit there 15 minutes or so and wait for the water to get going before you drop that noodle in there.
Oh, good. Okay, and the microwave?
It's an effortless microwave, so what that means to you is there's a lot of preset buttons. You just hit the button for pizza, reheat potato, coffee, which a lot of people do. It's ready to go.
I reheat coffee quite a bit. I mean, and you got a special button for that.
Oh yeah, there's a couple special buttons on here for your reheat, for your pizza. That's why they call it effortless. It's just a button and you're ready to go.
All right, and we've got a big side-by-side refrigerator over here. Talk about the finish on that.
That is a stainless steel with a clear finish. So what that means to you is that the fingerprints and the smudges are not going to show on there. And when they do, just a simple damp cloth, you clean it and it's done. You don't have to use a stainless steel cleaner and sit there and wipe the whole door down.
Yeah, I know. My kids are all over the fridge. They got their fingerprints all over it. So, and it's a large size.
It's a 26 cubic, so it's one of the biggest out there that's available. It's a really nice unit. It's a space-wise, so there's plenty of room for everything you need. You've got that nice big pure source filter in there.
What are you talking about in terms of price?
The unit, the whole 4-piece package, usually it sells for $34.66. We have it at $23.99 for the whole kitchen package. We're taking $100 off through the week, so that's going to put you at $22.99 for the package.
And the box stores are selling it for what?
Yeah, actually, there's a couple stores that are available. We have Lowe's at $31.96. We have Best Buy at $29.36, and then we have Sears at $34.98 for the same package.
So you're talking about several $100s in terms of savings, and how do we do it here at Ventura TV?
We belong to a nationwide buying group, so that allows us to buy in bulk, and when we get the savings, we turn those savings over to our customers, and you know, the way I look at it, everybody's happy.
All right, the 4-piece, the dishwasher, the stove, microwave, and the fridge. Hector, thank you so much. And we're here at Ventura TV, about 10 minutes away from River Park, 10 minutes from Clovis. We're going to be back with more here on Connect with Me, our live interview with Monty Torres in just a moment.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified, ready, steam-equipped, high-efficiency Frigidaire affinity place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Frigidaire laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
Sunday night.
Let's move.
A perfect night for crime. A perfect night for me.
You've got to help me.
Me TV, that is. With detectives.
My name is Gunn.
Fugitives.
I didn't kill her.
Guns. Surly.
This is the Twilight Zone.
And much, much more.
You'll go along with that, won't you?
Sunday Night Noir, starting at 10/9 Central on Me TV.
Welcome back to Connect with Me, live here on Comcast 187 and 43.6 from the showroom floor, back with Monty Torres. And Monty, a lot of things in the news, of course, recently. One is, and I don't know what you make of it, this story about the Secret Service agents. You know, we heard about it over the weekend. Yes. They were assigned a detail to President Obama to protect him on his trip to Colombia. Now you've got this scandal going on. Then you had the Republican runoff between, of course, Mitt Romney and Santorum. Santorum didn't want to get out of the race until the last possible second. What do you make of some of the stories that are going on here lately?
You know, what I make of it is we live in an endlessly fascinating world with all these things going on. It's things that you would never anticipate. We don't anticipate. Things happen. That's why we work in the news, for the thrill of seeing what's going on and then to bring that news to our viewers. Yeah, this thing that broke over the weekend with the Secret Service agents. I mean, it
just adds another twist to the presidential race, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That and a lot more fodder for the news industry for a little while yet.
And I know it has nothing to do with politics, but let's roll the videotape, because this morning in Washington, D.C., Roger Clemens walking to federal court, and apparently the government wants to retry him on the fact that, well, they say he lied to Congress last year on whether or not he took performance-enhancing drugs. And there's Roger coming out of the vehicle there, going to court. What do you make of this?
I make of it that he's facing some very serious accusations right there.
Yeah, and another story that is hard to explain because of the nature of it. Roger Clemens, well, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer now, if he'll get in, but you know, these stories that you cover day in and day out, it's the reason you get up and go to work every day, right?
It is, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you never anticipate what the day's news is going to throw at you, and you never also anticipate, at least not in the beginning, which story is going to blow up and become a big game changer in one direction or another.
Right.
So, I mean, it's our world, the connections, and it's a fascinating place.
Monty, good
John,
to see you. Will you come back?
Absolutely.
I'd love to have you back.
I appreciate it.
You're a great guest. I appreciate it.
Great to be here on MeTV with you.
All right. Monty Torres, the KMPH 10 o'clock news anchor. Watch him tonight on Fox 26. I'm John Malos for Connect with Me, Comcast 187 and 43.6. See you tomorrow.
Want more of me? Me? Go to MeTVFresno.com for schedules, information on your favorite shows, videos, pictures, and more. Go to MeTVFresno.com today. Want more of me? Me? Go to MeTVFresno.com for schedules, information on your favorite shows, videos, pictures, and more. Go to MeTVFresno.com today.